Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Pleasantly Positive Show. This is episode 6 today, I believe. Here at the Pleasantly Positive Show, we just take a look back on our week, try to highlight some positive moments that we had, as well as we go over some good news articles in a segment that I like to call Positive Press. I am your host, Savvy, and with me today, I have the notorious Aerodactohl, or Matt. Matt, how are you today?
Hello. I'm good. Very good. Happy to be here.
Good, good. I'm very happy to have you here. I was talking to, I know you know Dallas. I was talking to Dallas last episode about having you on. I'm excited to have the full new Friend Plus gang on.
Oh yeah. Happy to be. Yeah.
Yeah,
How's your
so
morning?
it's going good. And for anybody who doesn't know, Matt and two episodes ago, our guest Pete, they have a YouTube channel and Twitch channel called New Friend Plus. Definitely go check it out. A lot of good stuff happens over there. Totally forgot to plug it when Pete was on, and so I definitely
Okay.
wanted to make sure I did that this episode.
This is your thing.
They have
Sorry
a
about us.
nah, yeah, y'all have a lot of fun over there, and so I definitely wanted to make sure I shouted that out. Uh, but yeah, I like to ask this with everybody. Do you have like a morning beverage of choice for when you wake up? Is there anything that you're sipping on right now?
No, definitely not right now. I'm just kind of whatever's available. Some days it's a soda, some days it's a coffee, some days it's juice if it's available,
You don't got that caffeine, Nick. You don't have to worry about it.
Not exactly. No, I think I have I intake enough sodas on a daily basis that caffeine doesn't affect me one way or the other. I
Okay.
can drink Coke at 2 a.m. and fall asleep in 10 minutes.
Wow. You're one you're one of the lucky ones then.
You say that, I'm addicted to soda.
Okay, yeah, I mean that's fair. That's fair. I definitely I struggle with I think I've talked about it before where like coffee doesn't make me feel more awake, but I still have to have it or I get the headache.
That's
So,
fair.
yeah, and I don't feel like dealing with the headache, so I just usually have a cup of coffee, and then I try to make my second cup like a decaf cup because it also messes with my tummy.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's probably true. I probably would get the headache if I didn't have some sort of coffee or soda
Soda,
before like noon.
yeah, but so it has to be like a Coke or like a something like it can't be like a Sprite that doesn't have any caffeine, right?
Hmm.
You'd have to try that just to test yourself.
No, I think I have. Yeah, I think it doesn't really matter actually. So
Oh,
that
okay.
maybe it
Hmm.
isn't the caffeine, just my
Yeah.
addiction.
Hmm. Alrighty. So yeah, I think we have a good episode for everybody here today. Matt, would you like to kind of start us off with some of your weekly moments that kind of left you a positive impact on you throughout your week? Do you have anything that you'd like to share?
Yeah, yeah, I got some stuff in the chamber.
Yeah.
Uh, I'd say like the biggest one, which was very recent, and this is you're talking personal right now, right?
It could be
Or-
personal or it could be anything as long as like it made you feel good. You thought it was
Oh,
positive.
okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you meant like news kinds of stuff or my life.
No. Yeah. You.
Okay, just want to make sure I'm doing this right.
Yeah. No, you're
Yeah,
good.
I'd say the biggest one was probably yesterday.
Oh,
Had the boys coming over. Had Dob and Pete and my brother all coming over and helped knock out swing set for my daughter. Birthday's Monday,
nice.
and got it knocked out just in time. Got the whole treehouse swing set combo
You got a
built and ready.
treehouse?
It's like mediocre treehouse. You climb up a little fake rock wall and then
Oh, that's still
slide
awesome though.
down. But yeah,
Yeah.
bars. So yeah, they came over a couple weeks and got it started, and then I was just lazy for the last 2 weeks and had them come over again to help me knock it out. So,
I'm sure your daughter was bugging you about it, getting it built.
oh, she didn't even know what it was yet because we didn't have the swings up, the slide wasn't up. She just
Oh,
saw a
okay.
structure and she's like, "What's that? What's that?"
A
I mean, she was
structure.
bugging me, but she didn't know
Yeah.
what it was. So, yeah, she was thrilled. She was sitting at the gate as we were putting the final touches on yesterday, like ready for it to open for her.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. Well,
So yeah, it was
congratulations on the
very good.
building of that.
Yeah, just in time.
Yeah, growing up, I had a little my at the very first house, at least the first house I remember. I had a little play set that I remember just, you know, climbing all over. I had this, I had like the space, like a replica of the space shuttle with, and I used to use it as a Star Wars blaster. I don't know why, but I
Oh,
used.
I thought you meant the structure of your playground was a space shuttle.
No. I had like a toy space shuttle,
I
and it
gotcha.
was like a little replica of it, and I used to use it as like a Star Wars blaster, and I'd be like inside my little swing set, like, oh, get down,
Yeah,
pew pew, kind of stuff.
blast them.
Yep. And then even my second house, I had a swing set, but I was like 12. I would like climb on it when I got depressed and just
Yeah,
sit on top of the roof.
put in your iPod and just listen to some
My
depressing
iPod
music while swinging.
shuffle. Yeah.
I remember those days. The
Yeah.
depressing ways you make yourself happy as a teenager.
Just go like I would just like try to do the most obscure thing. Like I'd go climb a tree and just sit there, or you know
Yeah,
those swing sets that were just like it'd have like the two metal or three metal bars connecting to like the top, and you can kind of
yeah,
like
yeah,
you can kind of like I would like climb up that way and then sit at the top of the swing set and like try to be a sad boy, but I'm like trying to make sure I'm not like gonna fall off, trying to like balance myself.
yeah. Yeah. I always thought it was funny. We're like kind of in the same realm there with I think it was like 10th grade maybe or something like that. We'd just gotten our licenses, and I think I just remember talking to Pete multiple times and like, oh yeah, what'd you do yesterday? You work after school? He's like, no, I went to the park a couple miles down from my house and just did the swings.
Just hit the
Okay,
swings.
16-year-old just goes to the local playground, just swinging with his iPod in for an
Those
hour
were
after school.
times were so much simpler back then. Oh man, yeah, I miss getting home from school, and I'm like, I'm just gonna walk to the park today, or like I'm gonna have
Oh yeah,
the bus drop me off at the park today instead.
and I pull home from work and I can't just do anything. It's baby, baby, dinner. It's all planned out, you know.
Yeah, and
Don't
then
get 2 seconds when you get home.
and maybe at 10 p.m. you could hop on for a little bit.
Yeah, somewhere around
Yeah,
9 o'clock, maybe. We'll see.
yeah, it
Every
just
day's
depends.
different.
It's dynamic. Yeah.
Yes, it's
Uh,
different but the same.
yeah. Did you have anything else that kind of went on? Anything of note? If
I'd
not,
say
totally cool. But
I was pretty excited to hear about Dallas from last week. So hopefully that's not my news to share.
no,
But,
I think he talked about it on last
okay,
episode
good.
last week that he was going to sign the thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, yeah. So
so that was
that'll be fun.
very nice news. Yeah, hearing that he's
Hmm.
going to be joining the team at work. So, 'cause I
Yeah.
still haven't actually met him as many times as I've played with him. So it'll be
Oh,
exciting to
you haven't?
meet him
Okay.
in person and get to hang out with him more.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. That'll be fun.
very
Getting
good
you
news.
you have almost all the boys in one place.
Oh yeah,
Almost.
yeah. We're building the Discord server up
Yeah.
at work.
The work Discord.
Yeah.
You'll have a coworker be like, man, do y'all have like a group chat or something? And you're like, oh, you already got everybody here.
Well, apparently that is the case. Apparently, Zach's boss, uh, Zach. It's always weird when I say that. I always call him Dob, but
Yeah.
2% of the time I let it slip and say Zach. But apparently his boss, who I don't really work with directly, apparently she streamed with her husband, and they do all kinds of stuff. So yeah, who knows?
Huh.
Maybe we'll have somebody else join in.
Yeah, maybe one day.
Same
Um,
kinds of games.
heck yeah. Well, oh yeah. Pete, during his episode, he talked about because y'all work at the same place, right?
No, not Pete.
Oh, you don't work with Pete?
Mm.
What?
Never worked with Pete.
What? I
Tried
don't know.
multiple times in high
I don't
school.
know
and we
why I
never
thought
worked.
y'all worked at the same place.
No, I mean he lives like a 5-minute drive from my office, so like we're near each other, but no, he does not.
Oh well, darn! That changed my whole perspective. So it was just you and Dob originally.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, huh? I guess I guess I just assumed.
I tried to recruit Pete, but he didn't ever want to go.
Yeah. All right.
Good for us.
Well, does he say it's good for you?
No, I said he's too good for us.
Oh.
I mean, that probably is good for my work ethic. The less friends I have there, it's probably better.
Yeah, I I would say that's true. If like whenever like I have like a before friend, because like I usually become friends with like any of my
Sure.
coworkers, like work friends. But like if I have somebody that was my friend before the job and they come, it's usually gets a little disruptive. Uh,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah, can't
I think me and
focus.
Dob get caught in each other's offices sometimes for like over an hour at a
Oof.
time, just
I hope,
chatting about football and stuff.
I hope y'all don't get in trouble for it.
Haven't yet. We'll see.
Fingers crossed. Doesn't
I
happen.
think we've learned and try and separate it now.
Mm-hmm. We'll make
Couple
it
20-minute sessions.
two 30-minute intervals.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Heck yeah. Was that is that kind of like it for your for a bit of your weekly look back kind of thing or
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, just ultimately just a very solid week, you know. Easy going. No, not a lot of stress this week. So
yeah.
just in general, pretty happy week, but nothing really standing out as like huge.
Yeah, good solid week. I
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, I can't
I do have a long weekend though. I'm looking forward to tomorrow being off too. So I don't know, throw that in there. That makes me happy
nice.
for my
Nice.
daughter's birthday. So
Okay. Well, happy birthday to her. Happy early birthday. How old is she turning?
tell her you said that. 3.
3. Okay.
Yep.
I'm sure she'll appreciate me saying that. She's like, who?
Who that?
Who that? I couldn't help but notice behind your head. Do you play guitar? Probably a
I
stupid
don't.
question.
I
Oh,
got it. No, it's not a stupid question. I got it when said daughter was born, thinking, oh, I'll learn like a couple like just super generic crap, and I don't know if I was just wishful thinking and not realizing that I would never have time to learn an instrument once I had a child. So that
that's
never
fair.
happened. So
Yeah.
now it'll probably eventually just get covered with stickers or something.
Hmm.
But no, I don't.
Yeah. Okay. I was just curious.
Good question.
I was
Thanks for
hoping
calling
we
me out.
might. Yeah, I was hoping we might get a little serenade at the end of the
Ooh,
episode or
if only.
something.
If only.
There's actually this really awesome, and you can get it for desktop or your phone app called Musician, and this not not sponsored, but it's really cool because it's kind of like rock band but in like a teaching way, and it can like and
Yeah.
like you cut on your mic so it listens to like your chords,
Mhm.
and it starts out it has a lot of songs in there, and it has like from like novice to expert,
Mhm.
and so it can hear when you're hitting the right chords, and like everything's color coded, and like it helps you like learn like finger placement and everything
Yeah.
for like the fretboard and whatnot. And it's actually there's like a free version and a paid version, and it's if you ever like have a spare 20 minutes, you can kind of just throw that on and learn some basic chords to a basic song.
Be nice.
Yeah.
I think I considered trying to think of who it was, maybe like Ubisoft or someone made a game that was kind of what you're saying. But it was for like an actual system, and you could plug up like an electric guitar, and
Oh,
it would like read and teach you how to play real guitar to like rock band kind of scenarios.
okay. Yeah.
And I considered looking into that, but I heard it was, but it's kind of in the similar vein.
Mhm. Yeah, I remember when I first tried to pick up guitar, I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm not gonna pay
Yep.
for lessons right now. So I downloaded that, and I was just playing around, and then every like a YouTube video here and there, just try to learn a song or two. But
My brother tried to teach me years ago because he taught himself back in high school. Never forgive him for that. How many nights he would keep me up trying to learn guitar in the room right next to me. But he tried teaching me ages ago, 10, 15 years ago. My fingers didn't really work that. I
hmm
don't know.
was
It's
it
just
was it
I might
electric
not be
guitar?
capable. No,
Oh, okay. I
no,
thought maybe he was like wow right to the in the room next to you kind of
no. It
thing.
was just an acoustic through a very thin wall. When
Yeah,
he's
it still
ultimately
gets
12
loud.
feet away. It's
hmm
and it was a made like wall, so there was actually just a closet door.
I see. I
It was
see.
2 closet doors keeping us
Oh, so
away.
you got
So
to hear everything.
yes, everything.
Heck yeah. Uh, well, apologies for calling you out on your guitar skills or the lack
It's all
thereof.
right.
And I'm glad to hear that you had a pretty solid week and a long weekend.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So if you don't mind, I'll step into some of my moments.
Zero.
Yeah. So I was about to say last week, yesterday, and it was the reason I wasn't able to kind of join you guys playing some Fallout last night. Was I went to this little volleyball tournament, and I had never really like watched a game of. I don't think I've ever really sat down and watched like a true game of volleyball, and it was nice. I've seen like in gym class kind of thing, but I've never watched like people that like play on a team kind of play, and it was entertaining. There was like 12 courts going on. I mean, this was like a big tournament. It was like a bunch of clubs from across the state got together, and it was just cool to see that. I never really, yeah, I've watched like Olympic volleyball, like maybe a couple times on TV, but being in person, I don't know. It was just cool. I like competitive sports, team sports like that.
Yeah, I can get into almost any sport. I like it whenever volleyball, like college volleyball's on
Mm-hmm.
TV. I enjoy watching that.
Yeah,
And
it's
women's. Clarify.
mm-hmm. Yeah, of course, of course.
It's a good it's a fun sport to watch.
Yeah, and it was funny because the team that I was with a family, and their kid was playing, and this ref, we were getting really pissed at this ref. I mean, this ref, I don't know what her problem was, and I'm not gonna pretend like I know all the rules of volleyball, but like a point would happen, and I thought we'd got the point, and like even the team was celebrating, and then I'd look up and I'd see the ref was she'd stick her arm out, and that meant like the point went to the other team, and I'm sitting there
Yeah.
clapping, and all of a sudden I'm like, wait, I'm clapping for the wrong. What happened? And
Yeah.
all the parents were getting just pissed at this ref because I don't know what kind of it's like a double touch call for like when you set the ball up, you have to, like when you use both hands, I think both hands have to touch the ball at the same time, and if they don't, it's like a double touch.
Okay.
And she was just calling those constantly, so like you couldn't get like you couldn't get in the flow of the game. Like there was no back and forth, because anytime somebody'd set, she'd be like, oh, double touch. And so it was kind of hard to like watch just like a nice back and forth game,
Yeah.
because she was just calling something every 5 seconds.
Is this high school?
I think some of them are in high school, some are out of high school and
Oh, okay.
whatnot.
Just curious. You mentioned like all the parents getting upset, and that definitely brings me back to high school sports. All the parents knew better than all the refs and coaches.
Yeah, I mean well, even the coaches were getting mad at the ref.
Yeah.
Yeah, the coaches were like going up and like yelling at her, and they had like I think like 13, between like 13 and up, like a bunch of different mixed teams and whatnot. So
Okay.
yeah, but that was fun. That was kind of like a unexpected thing that I went to. I got the invite, and I was like, sure, why not?
Yeah.
And my second thing on the list, and it kind of piggybacks off of this, is I saw an old high school friend. She's apparently the coach of the club that, the people that I was with. She's the head coach for the club, and so I kind of ran into her, and I don't think she recognized me at first till I said my name, but I look a lot different than I did in high school. And yeah, it was like a really brief catch up, but it was just cool to see an old high school friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you I know you've
Easy
been
of,
in
conversations with random people.
what was that?
So anytime I see people out in public from high school that I haven't seen in forever, it's never that smooth. It's like you just say hi, and it's nice,
Yeah.
say hey and go. It's always just try not to make eye contact.
Yeah, it's
That's what
nothing.
it feels like on my end, at least.
No. I definitely felt you. I was like looking at her and then looking away. I was like, does she recognize me?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, do you I know you've without doxing where you live, I know you've lived in like the same area, most of your life. Do you run into like a lot of high school buddies?
Yeah. A bit of them. Weirdly enough, the people that like I actually did hang out with, who still live in the area, like I'd never see.
It's
I
usually
know
the
it,
people
like
you
there's like
didn't
two or
talk to.
three that I hung out with daily, and I don't know if I've seen them since my wedding.
Oh,
Even
yeah.
though they both live in the city too. But yeah, I see plenty of people from school. In fact, there's two couples who have, like, both the husband and wife were both in my grade, and both couples,
Mhm.
and they both have kids that are 2 to 3 in the same class at the same preschool. So see them
Yeah.
all the time.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, there's plenty of people we still run into.
Yeah, I kind of appreciate that about small towns. I mean,
Yeah,
even between Florida and, you know, where I used to live, yeah, anytime I go out either place, always seeing people from school or seeing parents from school, seeing coaches or
yeah,
teachers, and it's always kind of like a nice kind of look back into like the past kind of thing. Like you think about those
yeah.
memories for a brief moment and whatnot, and so yeah.
Well, especially if you had parents. I see parents all the time. Just saw parents from my old neighborhood last night at Lowe's. So, yeah.
Really, yeah.
Because the parents aren't going anywhere. They're all in the same houses pretty much.
Oh
It's
yeah,
just the kids that you don't know about,
yeah, they're locked in. They're locked in, but
pretty much.
the kids are always. It's always interesting. Like I'll follow somebody on Instagram and I'm like, "Ah, they're in Arkansas now. Okay, like that's
Yeah.
quite the move. I didn't see that for you.
Yeah, you never really know.
Yeah. Okay. What else did I have on here? Oh yeah. I can't remember what day it was, but I ran our local bridge. I went there and had a run. It was like 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and I got to see some dolphins. And yeah, I tried to catch them on video, but I never know when or where they're gonna bop back out of the water.
Right?
But every time I see dolphins every time that I go to that bridge, and I just something about dolphins. I just always think in my head, hell yeah, like I don't know what it is. Just anytime I see it, like a manatee as well. And I think anytime I see like a big ocean creature, it's just hell
Yeah.
yeah. It's just the coolest thing. I have to stop and admire it.
But yeah, I mean, kind of, I get that because I guess they're kind of, even if it's not necessarily rare, it's like you can't just go somewhere and decide, I want to see a manatee today, just get it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would consider them exotic, kind of. You
Yeah.
know,
Definitely never seen a manatee.
you never seen a manatee?
Not like in the wild.
Oh, you have to come down to
But
Florida one day.
I haven't gone to many beaches. I've been to Florida once when I was 3. Don't
Yeah,
remember
you're not gonna
anything
catch
except a
them.
lizard.
Yeah, you won't usually catch them at the beach. That's the thing. You usually need to go to
Yeah.
like a cove or like a dock kind of area
Hmm.
or like a little port, and usually they'll kind of come up like so like where I live in Titusville, it's the ocean, but it's considered a river because we have a cape between us and the ocean. So even though it's miles long and it's seawater, it's going between two bodies of land. So I guess they call that a river. It's called the Indian River, and it's usually there that we'll catch manatees. But then if I were to go to the Cape and go to the beach over there, I would not see any manatees over there, kind of thing.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know
Okay.
why they like to stay where they do. I don't know why, but I've just found that you usually catch them like under bridges, by boat docks. But I never catch them out in the middle of the water. I guess I'm never like on a boat to see them. But
Seem like a very lazy sea creature, so they probably aren't moving too
y-
much wherever you're seeing them.
yeah, it's cute because at the park near the bridge, they'll like come right up on the shore, and there's like bushes overhanging the water, and they'll sit there and they'll chew the bushes. So every once in a while,
Yeah.
you'll be walking the trail and you're just greeted by a manatee just nomming like a cow, but in the water, just on a bush. It's really
Sea
cute.
cow.
Yeah, sea cow. Yeah, yeah.
That would be cool. Yeah, I like seeing animals. I like going to the. In fact, we were just talking about maybe going to the zoo tomorrow,
Oh yeah.
uh, for her birthday. So I really enjoy seeing animals. I like seeing them in the wild, especially. So that would be cool to see anything more than just little fish at like the beach or something.
Yeah, it's always a little treat seeing something
Yeah,
that's not a bird, squirrel, or little minnow. Kind
yeah.
of. Yeah.
I saw dolphins once at a beach, like out in the distance.
Hmm.
They've been once in my life I've seen them. So
And the lifeguard probably blew the whistle just to make sure it wasn't a shark.
be kind of surprising, but maybe.
I feel like when I go to the beach, sometimes like the lifeguard will blow the whistle thinking it's a shark, and then he'll be like, "Oh no, it's a dolphin. You're good."
Well, to be fair, when I saw these, they were actually like hopping out of the water, like
I see. Yeah, yeah.
fairly high. So I don't think they would have confused that for sure. But I don't know. Maybe sharks can hop out of the water. Not to my knowledge, but
I bet if they're like coming up under like a school of fish,
yeah,
maybe kind of like a whale does. Maybe they'll quickly just like you see them like kind of dive out really quick or something. I don't
yeah.
know. Apparently, like 30 miles north, we have New Smyrna Beach. It's apparently the shark bite capital of the world. I don't know how true that is or how that stands up today, but I've always heard that. And they
Where?
New Smyrna Beach,
Oh,
and
okay.
like all like their bumper stickers and like T-shirts. It's just like they all say New Smyrna, Shark Bite Capital of the world, and I
I
don't know if people
survived.
can. I survived. Yeah, I don't know if I don't think it's like great whites. I do think they have like a lot of like smaller sharks that'll just, you know,
Yeah,
nom on you kind of thing.
seen.
Yeah,
They're real concerned going to the beach.
yeah. Are you a beach guy?
Yeah, my mom was. I don't think my mom spent a year without going to the beach like twice. So
Mm-hmm.
always been to the beach now. I still go to the same beach. So got a plan to go there this summer. So
Heck yeah. Or do you like getting in the
yes,
water?
I don't actually care for the beach. I just like the vacation, but wife likes the beach, so it's a
That's fair.
compromise.
Yeah.
I don't know how much she'll like it with two kids this year,
Mm.
but yeah, I enjoy
It'll be a treat. I
water
I
and
bet it'll
swimming.
be a treat. Even for you.
Yeah,
I'm not a parent, so I can't speak to it. But so I feel like the joy of being a parent is, at least from my unexperienced perspective, is watching your kids experience stuff for the
oh
first
yeah,
time.
yeah. Some of it's gonna be great, and some of it's gonna be infuriating.
A pain, yeah, I imagine.
Because we did it already with our oldest when she was 1.5,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like very fun. But yeah, then it got to a point where I don't know, you couldn't relax for 2 seconds.
Mm.
Vacation is the least relaxing thing you can think of. So I like to spend a lot more time at the pool
That's fair.
with them.
At,
But yeah, we're definitely got to get them in the ocean and on the sand shore.
yeah, yeah. You have to build that sandcastle, and it has to get knocked over by that wave, and they'll start crying. You know, it's tradition.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We'll probably get knocked over by the 1-year-old, and then the 3-year-old cries that the 1-year-old broke the sandcastle.
Yeah. The
Same thing,
infighting.
same reaction.
Yeah, yeah, same devastation. Alrighty. And then uh and then just my last one is I've really enjoyed playing the Outlast Trials recently. It's just like a nice change to the games that I typically play, and I like a good scary game, and even though I feel like I know what's coming, it still keeps getting me at certain moments, and I let out a good scream, and it's exciting. So, yeah.
Find a find a new game that you can enjoy that much.
Are you a scary game guy?
Not particularly, but like I enjoy doing the co-op scary games.
Okay, so you wouldn't be opposed if I tried to get you on Outlast Trials, if I maybe bought
I
you a
would get it
copy,
if
you
it goes on
wouldn't.
sale, for sure.
Okay.
Like I think it's interesting enough. I didn't think I could do the money without really having played it before.
Yeah, no,
I've
I
never
think
played
that's
Outlast because I probably
yeah.
wouldn't play the Outlast games.
Mm-hmm. No, that's
Don't care for horror.
yeah, that's fair. I'm not too big on like horror, at least solo. I do like the good like co-op like Friday the 13th kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing. I loved that game. I'm so sad that it this I
So
think like
bad at that
this
game.
I don't think I was good at it, but I still had so much fun.
It was fun, yeah. It was really fun finding like random people who would
uh,
just be the camp people with you and getting the proximity chat. That was
yeah,
probably the best part of that.
yeah, like you just be walking around left side, hey, dude, over here, or you
Walking into the bathroom and have some guy screaming, "I'm pooping! I'm
I'll
pooping!"
poop. Stay away from me. Don't bring him here. um, I actually hated being. Is it Jason? Is that
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I hated being Jason. I didn't like. Usually people want to be the killer. I hated being the killer. I found it so frustrating.
Well, yeah. If people know what they're doing as the campers, there was no way to win.
Uh huh.
Jason. So
Yeah, you were cooked. And like
yeah.
I'd be like 10 minutes in, and two of them have already left the map with the car, and I was like, "Ugh, well, geez. And now I'm just gonna have somebody circle around like a tree, and then
Yep.
stun me, and then leave. leave.
Yeah. I never understood how all the campers had like so much power
Yeah.
until I was a camper and I couldn't do any of that. And then
Hmm.
as soon as I'm Jason, they just the best players in the world. I don't understand.
Yeah. It was it. I remember when I played, I felt very powerless as one of the campers. But then every once in a while, like I team up with like Dallas, and like if we could get Jason pretty good sometimes.
Yeah,
And it's I think that's what kind of made it fun, was like the, oh my god, I got him, okay, go 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 go. It's just like the terror of running knowing he's behind you.
definitely a shame they they ended the servers. But
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? Hopefully, a new game will kind of mimic that a little closer.
Yeah, yeah, I know there's like the whole Dead by Daylight thing, and
Yeah, that's pretty close.
yeah, it's never tickled my fancy.
I
Uh,
haven't played it, but I've seen Pete play it plenty.
yeah. Oh, does Pete like it? Pete like it?
I think so. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's like that's his go-to when he wants to play something or doesn't
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Alrighty. Um. Well, yeah. That kind of concludes my look back. If you're ready, I was thinking we can hop over to our news articles.
have. Sure.
Yeah. If you would you like to start us off just to make sure we're able to get yours in? I worry that sometimes like if I start first, we might not even make it to some of the other ones. So.
Right. Um, yeah. So the main one I found that I thought was the best, and I imagine you probably saw it too,
Mm,
because I also brought this up to my wife and said, "Hey, keep an eye out for any positive stories this week." And of course, this is the one that she came back with,
mm-hmm.
which is that there was an article talking about the global life expectancy rising
I did
six
see.
point
I
two
did see
years
that.
after. What was it from like the 90s or something like that? I think since the 90s, it's
Mm-hmm.
raised 6.2 years uh, after a drop in stroke, diarrhea, and respiratory. So kind of crazy how how far
Oh,
medicine and everything has come the
yeah.
last 30 years.
Yeah, when I saw that it kind of made me pause. I was like, "Oh, that's kind of nice to know."
Yeah, yeah,
Cuz
very. I mean, we see all the changes, but I feel like at least my brain thinks of like changes in like technology and stuff. I guess I didn't really see like, yes, it's still affecting medicine and it
mhm.
is actually making an impact. It's not
Yep.
just per like individual people, it's overall. So
Yeah,
very
and
cool.
I was surprised to see like the reasons too. Like I was thinking like, "Oh, like cancer treatment and
Mm-hmm.
like big like these like really big illness treatments." But it was just like no, it's just like respiratory infection,
Really more
diarrhea,
common stuff.
and
Yeah.
stroke, and I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah." I mean, I guess that makes sense. Like the dehydration that you would probably experience from just like diarrhea alone and stuff like that is, you know, not good.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder like what countries because I'm sure it's not evenly distributed like which countries are like helping raise that. You know what I mean?
Um,
And I didn't like dive too deep into the article. I just read the
Specifically
headline.
says here the super region of Southeast Asia, East Asia, and Oceania saw the second largest net gain. Uh,
Nice.
that says 8.3. Who was Eastern sub-Saharan Africa raised the most at 10.7
Nice.
net range.
I wonder if that's like does it like is it like just like also like increased access to healthcare that like places maybe wouldn't have had as easy access to healthcare before as well? Cuz I
Doesn't specify. Yeah, it doesn't really go into a whole lot for like at least like the individual areas that they're talking about.
yeah, yeah. Even then, it's still good news. Good job for the world,
Yeah,
and for
yeah.
those
It just
areas
just says
specifically.
lower rates of those respiratory infections and stuff. Doesn't actually specify why
Mm-hmm.
they're lower. So
Well, heck yeah, no, that's always
yeah,
it's always good. It's always good to see, especially like I don't know. Sometimes I guess it's because I don't work in the health field and I don't have like too many crazy health problems, so I guess I don't really think about strides we're making in the healthcare.
right. A
It
little bit
feels like
more.
it feels like it's been the same since I was born, kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, I'd
And
imagine if you really only go for like colds and stuff when you get like the flu and you need some antibiotics. Yeah, it probably doesn't feel like anything's changed.
mm-hmm. And so yeah, it's nice to hear that stuff's happening, stuff's changing, and we are
Yeah.
making people's lives better and the world better, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was there anything else you wanted to add to that?
Well, trying to find some good ones, and I was trying to find more stories that were like affecting the world more so than like individuals.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of the things I was seeing, like for instance, the one about the 104-year-old skydiver, uh,
Oh.
and how that's inspiring us. But that's I feel like that's more the your feel goods because it's like, oh, this one person is doing something, we should do more too.
Yeah.
But I wasn't finding as many good, like global kind
Global.
of ones.
Yeah.
But I did like this other one that was still kind of a feel good one where it's talking about this guy who's apparently I think he had a small store, like he's in a very small town, it's like 500 people or something like that, and he ran a small store and like ordered what he thought was like 80 chocolate eggs for Easter, and ended up being 80 cases, and ended up with like hundreds and hundreds of chocolate eggs, and ended up turning it into some like charity fundraiser thing for like the kids and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Heck yeah. Uh, did
Take
you?
a mistake and give back.
Yeah. I don't think I had any Easter chocolate. Did you partake in any Easter chocolate? Are you a chocolate person?
Yes, I'm actually a sweet person. Sweets are my vice next to sodas. So.
Yep. I like a good sweet. I try not to buy any for myself, but if it's put in front of me, if it's offered to me, I will not hesitate.
Yes, I used to be that way until I tried to cut back, and then whenever I saw it out, I was like, no one needs to know.
Yeah. Usually the way that works for me is like, I go into my mom's office a lot at her workplace, and at the receptionist desk, they always have like a bunch of sweets and candy. That's usually my daily dose of indulging myself in some sweets. Or she'll come back from the grocery store, she's like, I got this box of Twinkies, don't eat them all. And I'm like, oh, how dare you, I will leave you at least one.
Yeah, Little Debbie's are dangerous, or Hostess, whatever they are.
Yeah.
Get a box of those, it's hard to just have one and walk away.
I know, I don't know what they're putting in those besides sugar, but it's got to be something else. I don't know, because like it's the Swiss rolls, the oatmeal cookies, the Twinkies, the everything, the Christmas tree brownies, or like just the brownies with like the little that is just like another chocolate chip on top of it, like the colored ones.
Any seasonal themed Little Debbie is better than the original snack cake.
Yep, even if
zebra cakes, I don't care about. But then you give me a Christmas tree cake, yes.
It is the exact same, just different, just a new skin on it.
Yes.
And it tastes.
That's how it is.
It tastes 1,000 times better.
Doesn't make sense, but I feel the same way with like Oreos. Like I don't like Oreos very much. Like I don't hate Oreos. I would never pay for them. But then you bring out spring Oreos with yellow icing.
Oh yeah.
Something about them's better.
Or like they have like the red ones, or like the red and green that do for Christmas too.
Yep.
Something
they
about that.
They shouldn't be better, but they are.
Yeah, but I think my one is either like those Christmas tree little zebra cakes, or like the brownies, like the Christmas tree brownies, exact same as the normal one, but something about that it's the holiday theme.
Christmas specifically too. It seems like they're better than Easter ones.
It makes me like, I do the same thing for like macaroni and cheese. I'm telling you, like Kraft, when you get like the Star Wars macaroni, it tastes so much better than the normal, or the SpongeBob macaroni. I would actually
argue the opposite, but it doesn't stop me from getting Star Wars macaroni.
No, like SpongeBob is the best one, but Star Wars is pretty good too. The Peppa Pig ones aren't that bad.
I didn't know there were Peppas now.
Yeah, they got some. Yeah, you'll have to invest in the Peppa Pigs.
Yeah. No, they're just not as cheesy. I think the way they're made, they just don't hold the cheese on them like a noodle does. So I feel like they taste more bland.
That's fair.
I can understand why you might feel that way.
I do. No, you do. You do have to leave it a little more soupy when you get like the themed ones. I do realize that.
Eat it with a spoon instead of a fork.
Yeah. It definitely doesn't stick to the noodle as well. That I do get. I feel you there, but I don't know. The cheese just tastes better. I don't know what it is.
Maybe I'll have to try it with a spoon and see if I feel different.
Yeah. Do you just routinely eat mac and cheese with a fork?
I mean, it's ultimately a pasta. I feel like I eat all pastas.
The only time I eat mac and cheese with a fork would be like baked mac and cheese. That's the only time.
I've never really thought about it. I mean, yeah, I guess like something like Kraft would easily be.
Or Velveeta, like a Velveeta shell. I feel like it takes you a long time to eat your mac and cheese then if you're using a fork.
I mean, I still scoop it like I would a spoon, but I also have the ability to pick individual pieces up if I need to.
Yeah.
Huh.
You got to
I don't
make sure
know.
you get
Never
that
really
Darth
thought about
Vader
it.
helmet.
Always interesting when you find out people's habits in eating that like seem so insignificant, but I don't know, when you hear that somebody does it different.
You're like,
Like
oh,
I refuse to keep ketchup in a fridge, and apparently that upsets a lot of people.
even after you've opened it?
Yeah.
Hmm.
How many restaurants do you go to and get cold ketchup sitting on the table? I don't like mixing temperatures with my food. That's why I don't do it. I don't like a cold ketchup on a
No,
hot hamburger.
no, you're right.
But
I'm gonna have
most
to
people
start.
do refrigerate, and I understand why,
Well,
but I just
I
don't.
think it says to on the label, which is
It
why.
might, yeah. But I guess yeah, we've just always kind of copied the way your local
No,
sit-down restaurant would do.
that makes sense. And I do I don't like a hot fry with cold ketchup. Like I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, huh? You may have just changed my perspective on that. I might.
Anything else pretty much goes in the fridge though, like any barbecue sauce, any mustard.
Oh,
Whatever
but the
you got.
barbecue sauce goes in the fridge.
Does barbecue? I don't eat barbecue sauce. Does that not go in the fridge?
Well, no, I still put that in the fridge, but like I see that on the
Oh, but
same
you're saying it's
vein
the
as
same thing.
like.
I don't eat barbecue sauce, so that's fair.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I don't like any sauces on anything. Ketchup though, like it has to go on a hamburger.
Ugh.
You can't eat a hamburger without ketchup.
Everybody hates the way I have a hamburger. If I did a burger, just meat and cheese, nothing else. I want nothing else.
Using ketchup.
No ketchup. No. Don't
A little
ruin
bit
it.
of ketchup though. I
Don't
don't do a
ruin
lot
it.
of ketchup.
No, if McDonald's, like I don't really eat McDonald's and I don't eat burgers that much, but if I get a McDonald's burger and it's ordered, like I'll strip the pickles off and everything, but if there's a ketchup and mustard already on it or ketchup on it, I can't eat it. Ketchup ruins it for me.
But you put ketchup on fries.
Yes, but I'm also just weaning off ketchup. Like
I don't eat ketchup on fries. I just eat fries plain.
I think probably fried fish and fries are probably the only thing that I do put ketchup on, but even then I've kind of weaned away from putting ketchup on fries now for the most part. It's the sodium for me. It's like it's just too much. Like I'm already eating really salty fries, and then the amount of sodium in the ketchup too. I'm like maybe I should I could do without.
Yeah. I don't know. Not a hamburger for me. I got to like American cheese has one purpose, and that's the cheeseburger. Same with ketchup. It pretty much
Yeah.
has one purpose. So
Yeah. You know what I found is really good for grilled cheeses now is, and I can't believe I'd never tried it before, is pepper jack cheese. And a good slice of pepper jack on a grilled cheese is it's top tier.
usually mix like Swiss with American because we just have American in the house.
Yeah. Yeah, I like a good cheese combo on my grilled cheese. This has quickly turned into a foodie podcast.
It's okay.
We
Food is
are
good.
we're not only are we Americans, but we are humans as well. So we like our food.
We like it in very specific ways.
Yep. One last comment on that is for breakfast I actually had a chicken breast and I put barbecue sauce on it. I think it had a Thai sauce. I think because my mom made it while I was gone, and I think she put a Thai sauce on it and like while it was in the oven, so it was like baked into it. But I was like, this isn't wet enough. It's too dry. So I put some barbecue sauce on it too, spicy barbecue.
Can't do that, but
Yeah.
each their own.
I like putting a good kick on my meats. I don't know. I like my meats with like a kick. I don't really do
Oh,
steak
you did
and
say
pork.
spicy.
but-
That might be better. I don't like the sweet barbecue sauce. That's what turns me off to barbecue sauce.
Yeah, no, I don't like doing the sweet. I like doing like specifically the spicy. And like I don't really indulge in beef and pork too much, but even like with like my turkey and my chicken, I like a good hot sauce or a good just mildly spicy barbecue or something like that, or a spicy like like a spicy like one of those Asian sauces like General Tso's usually has like a kick to it a little bit sometimes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I think that's enough of the food now. I don't even know how we got on that topic.
Easter eggs.
Easter eggs. Wow, we diverged hard off of Easter eggs.
Ketchup. From Easter eggs to ketchup.
Yep. Yeah. So, are you good with your news articles?
Yeah.
Is that it? Was that it
Yeah,
for
if
you?
you got some good ones.
Yeah.
Lay 'em on me.
Let me see where we're at on time. 51 minutes. All right. And I don't even think we've been talking for that long. So, trying to decide. I have two here. I'm trying to decide which one I'm going to do first. So yeah, I'll do this one. So I watched the video, but then as I as I was going through these news articles, I see that it's called the good.co. They also made an article about it, so I was interested to see that. Do you know John Green, the author John Green? He has like The Fault in Our Stars, Turtles All the Way Down, Looking for Alaska.
No, I'm trying to pretend like I'm familiar, but no. But go
Yeah.
ahead.
Okay. Well. Okay. Do you know the YouTube channel Crash Course?
No.
That's okay too. My science teachers would throw it on if they ever had a video about certain topics.
Okay.
But anyway, John Green, I could be wrong here, but I think he and his brother started the Crash Course channel. It's just like an education channel, and they have usually heavy focus on science. And I grew up watching that as a kid. Not even like as a kid. It's like a young teen. I kind of grew up watching that. And anyway, he left the channel. John Green, he left the channel a long time ago, but he recently came back and made a 50-minute lecture about tuberculosis, and it made me realize I didn't know anything about tuberculosis, and I thought it was interesting timing because my mom, working in the healthcare industry, she just recently, apparently, if you're like a nurse and like above, you have to get tested for TB every 2 years, I think, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or every year. And when she told me, when she was like, oh, I'm going to get a TB test, I was like, won't you know if you have tuberculosis, because you'll be coughing and you'll be struggling? And she's like, well, no, not necessarily. But she didn't like go into it. And then this lecture came out about tuberculosis, and it was just interesting learning about the history of tuberculosis and what it is. And yeah, it was just interesting timing to like have that video come out as I was just learning that tuberculosis isn't just like all of a sudden you wake up sick one day and
Right.
like it's something that could sit
just
dormant.
A heavy flu or anything.
Yeah. I thought it was kind of just like your normal kind of viral infection kind of thing, but no, it could sit dormant in your body for years, decades, even.
Yeah.
And yeah, I did.
I think that's how I felt about it back in high school. So that's kind of how I thought it was. And then we did watch like a documentary on it. I think it was Liam Neeson was narrating it.
Really?
There's somebody cool if it wasn't Liam Neeson. But yeah, so that did teach me a little bit about it, and I have to get tested for it with my RA regularly.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
I also know a little bit, but yeah, that's still interesting.
No, yeah,
Good timing.
it's just cool learning about, educating yourself about stuff that, because I in school, in science we talked about, especially biology, we talked about diseases and whatnot, and tuberculosis. Just like we talked about like certain time periods where tuberculosis kind of spread throughout, like the industrial area and era, and but I never learned about the disease itself. It was more of like a point in history kind of thing. So that's just one thing I wanted to bring up.
How I feel about polio. Like, I know about it. I know there was a point in history where it was, super common, but I don't know a whole lot about it.
Yeah, like I know I know the iron lung. I know one of our presidents had it. I can't remember which one. Was it Roosevelt? Right?
Yeah, it was FDR.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's cool. So I have that one, and then this comes from the Good News Network I'm having a hard time talking. I think the caffeine's hitting me too hard right now or something. I don't know. The goodnewsnetwork.org, and the headline reads, Wheels for Winners gives hundreds of free bikes to Wisconsin youth in exchange for community service. And the breakdown of this article is basically you have this organization that all they require you to do is do 10 hours of community service with like any local organization or whatever, and they'll give you a free bike, and you walk in, you show them that you've done your community service, and there you go, you get a bike. And what this organization does is they'll usually get donated bikes, and they'll either restore them, and they're part of like their community service project, or they'll just like do giveaways for people that need bikes, or they'll dismantle them for parts, or what's the other one here? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, they'll get restored and reused, or dismantled for parts and donated to places that might need those parts and whatnot. and it was just I just thought it was like a really nice. There's Madison, Wisconsin is like a very bicycle friendly state or city apparently in America, and there's a lot of people that don't have access to bikes, and so this kind of offers a way for them to, be able to kind of easily access a free bike while being able to do some good for the community as well. And I thought it was just a nice story.
Yeah. Scenario. I did see that one too while scrolling through them, and I thought that was a good community, more so than like an individual good thing happening. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, yeah. I personally wish I had a bike. I would go if we had something like that here. I would go do some community service to get a bike. I actually, funny story. I used to have a bike, and I got home from work one day, and my mom was like, "Oh, I gave your bike away." I was like, "Huh?" She's like, "Yeah, some kid wanted your bike, so I gave it to him." I was like, "You didn't ask me? Like I paid for that bike." And I was like, "Did you like, did he pay you for it?" She's like, "No, I just gave it to him." She's like, "You don't really ride it that much anymore." I'm like, "But if I wanted to," this is like years ago. Looking back, I don't care, but at the time, I was like, "Why would you get rid of my bike? That was my bike."
Yes. I've been in those scenarios before.
Yeah,
I understand.
I see some of the hot rods you have in the background over there.
Oh yeah, the Christmas gifts. Yes, still struggling to teach the 3-year-old how to pedal correctly.
0 to 5 in 2 minutes on those.
I don't know about that. I don't know if they go that fast.
I don't know how fast 5 miles
she's
per
down.
hour.
No, that's super slow anyway. But no, she's downgraded to a scooter now.
Okay, yeah.
Both scooter.
Do you ever go biking with your, or just like in your past?
We used
to
bike a bit. Yeah, I enjoy biking. I've always had a bike growing up. Of course, we lived in a neighborhood where it was just a super steep hill, and we lived at the very top of the neighborhood. So loved riding down the hill, then walking back up. Was
the walk of shame back up.
Yeah, we had one, and my in-laws got really into biking maybe like 10 years ago or something like that. So then me and my wife both got our bikes and kind of got into it too. And then probably like 6 years ago, we were biking, and I think we had just got the bike like off the rack, put it down to go on the trail, and I sat on it, and the inner tube just popped.
Oh, great.
It's like, okay, put it back on the car, and we went home. And then I got it fixed. I got a new one, blew it up, took it back to the trail, popped again.
Damn.
Immediately. So I have not biked since.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like fixing it again because I didn't know what was wrong with it. I wasn't going to keep blowing $12 on inner tubes.
Nope. I wouldn't worry about that either. Yeah.
But once they get like to where they can bike a little bit, yeah, I will definitely maybe like go down to the local parks and stuff and ride with them, fix it up.
Yeah, I
enjoy biking.
Yeah, some of the local trails up there, then even down here in Florida, I see a lot of, especially on the coast, I see a lot of like couples biking and whatnot. It just looks so peaceful and pleasant. I've never actually gotten to like go on like a nice little bike trip. I think me and like I call him like my stepdad. I think we used to go biking on some trails up north every once in a while, but I would like to go biking again sometime. Yeah.
It's hard to like. I guess it depends on how you like to bike, but like I always thought it was difficult to find a good like relaxing trail to do like with my wife, to where we could like actually chat a little bit while we bike. Like, they're so skinny, you can't really go side by side and talk, so you have to yell at each other over, backwards or forwards. But
true, yeah.
I've found plenty of like good, trails in the woods and stuff that are fun to do.
Yeah. I would just when I was in Maine, there was this really beautiful trail that followed along the coast and kind of went through the town and everything, and it was big enough to kind of have 2 people, and I would like to go back up there and just rent a bike or have my own and do that one day. It's just, I don't know, like a nice sunny day. I feel like it's always like a nice, I imagine it's better than just like a nice walk in the sun,
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like if I had freedom again, which would be a very long time until I do. I know I worked with a guy who he did one of those. He was in like one of those big groups of like 30 or 40 people, and they biked all the way from California to Virginia.
Wow.
Um,
Like a cross
it
country
took like
bike.
a month or something
Wow.
like that, or I don't know, a couple weeks. It was, but I mean, it was just good. Like there's a trail like made basically for this. So, like you
Oh.
rarely have to go onto roads that like aren't meant for it.
Yeah.
I guess enough people wanted to go cross country, so they've made like trails for it. I'm sure randomly you have to cross roads to get back on the trail, but
Mhm.
yeah, he had like just gotten done with that when I met him, and he was telling me all about it. That would be a really cool thing to do.
Yeah, that would. Biking on a road scares me. I think
Oh
that's
yeah,
like when I see these people biking and they're, just outside the little white line, I'm like, y'all are crazy. I Not in a million
yeah,
years would I would you catch me doing that. I don't know.
oh
So,
yeah. Well, I've been nervous because there's somebody that on my side of friends that I won't call out specifically, but
mhm.
they have hit a biker
Oh,
uh,
that's I'm not
because they were
laughing,
riding
but
on.
that's unfortunate. It's.
Well, I mean, and I
Yeah.
don't. I blame both sides of it too. Like
Yeah.
the biker was on like one of those 55-mile-per-hour like windy roads, like back roads, where you
Mhm.
can't see anything on a rainy morning.
Yeah,
And like,
it's not a good combo
what are
at
you
all.
gonna do? You can't follow a biker down a 7-mile road like that. You have to go
No.
past him, and then
Mhm.
yeah, it just happens. So I've been. It wasn't bad. Like the biker was perfectly fine. Like he had some scratches and his bike was a little messed up, but he was perfectly fine.
Okay,
Didn't
good.
even like press charges or anything.
Good, good, good.
So it was all good, but that has made me nervous. Like I'm nervous to hit a biker,
Mhm.
go around a corner with the sun in your eyes, and you don't see him for a second. Like it's very possible if they're on a stupid road. So
Yeah, luckily down here in Florida, I don't have to worry about the not seeing them part, but it still gives me anxiety because they're on these high speed 55, 60 mile per hour. It's like, one lane going both directions, so I can't really like, shoot out into the other lane to try to avoid them. So then I have to like slow down to 10 miles per hour to fall behind them or something and get my opportunity to go. A lot of the roads in the US aren't designed for it's not biker friendly a lot.
yeah,
And as I can imagine, you're a little more up north. Yeah, I just remember riding in the car with my mom up there and whatnot, and always encountering a biker on a windy mountain, and I'm just like,
yep,
what are y'all doing? I would be too afraid. I feel like
yeah,
one wrong bump and I'm down the hill, kind of
yeah.
thing. Yeah, but
And it's tough because I get frustrated at them because you know I don't want to get stuck behind them and everything, but I'm also like nervous for them and nervous for myself because I don't want them getting hit and I don't want to hit them, So
yeah, I do find that like I, I hate being mad at bikers because I feel like it's such a simple thing that I want them to be able to do, but
yeah,
I think the anger comes from the fear of hitting them. Because like if I hit a biker, but most likely my car is going to be fine.
oh yeah,
It is like the slowing down part's frustrating, but I think most of my worry and anxiety comes from like I might hit you, and I know it's not
yeah,
your fault because these roads aren't designed for you to be on the road. And sure, you have a little bike lane, but when I'm going 60 miles per hour and I'm turning, it's yeah. Intrusive thoughts moment. I just
yeah.
read chat for a moment.
I saw.
Yeah, yeah. I could never read it out minimum.
No, I'd say mine more derives from which roads. Like half the roads I see bikers on don't bother me at all. Like you do your thing.
Hmm.
But when you're on like those windy back roads, like I'm not somebody who's going to go around, and maybe it's because of that story. I'm not somebody who's going to go around if I can't see like plenty in advance. I'm not going to risk anything like that. So
Hmm.
yeah, I get pretty mad when it's even a 35-mile-per-hour road and I'm stuck going 10 to 15 miles per hour up a hill because I can't see what's coming to pass on.
Yeah,
Those are the ones I get mad at. There are other roads for these people to go on. They don't have to do those roads.
yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I hate it does suck, especially yeah that uphill. Eats your gas and you're just going slow, and yeah, that does suck. That does suck. And
Uh,
sometimes they don't move over, like it's like
oh yeah.
they'll be maybe not in the middle of the road, but they won't be beyond the line. They won't be like past that line that they can ride on, and that
Or they'll be side by side or something on this road.
yeah, yeah, and they won't move over, and I'm like, guys,
Single
just
file.
yeah, single file line, just let me pass you, please. And that happens here a lot. Is like a lot of the bikers, especially if you're not on a main highway, they will either be right in the middle of the road or they'll loosely hug the right side to where I can't
Hmm.
pass them, and I'm just like, oh my god, please. And and again, I hate being mad at bikers because I know, they should, especially on a normal road, it should be fine. But again, sometimes the roads just aren't friendly to them, and so it makes it a little frustrating.
Stressful.
Yeah, I'm like, get on the sidewalk. It's right there.
Right.
Nobody's walking here. Just get on the sidewalk. But yeah, but anyway, that stemmed from an organization giving bikes away for basically free for community service. Good to hear.
Get more of them on the road, please.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I almost, that was down here before I got my very first job, I was looking into being a bike tour guide. And like I would have like the speaker with me, and like have a little microphone and a little speaker, and I would do like I would be touring people around and kind of just naming some of the local sites and whatnot. And I thought that'd be pretty cool, like a pretty cool job to have, because you get an hourly wage, plus apparently they tip really well. And I don't know, it sounded like it'd be a pretty cool job.
I could see that.
Yeah, I'm not doing. It's pretty flat around here, thankfully, so it's not like I'm going to be getting tired out or anything. And
I could see something like that. And like, I don't know about like what kind of roads you'd be doing that on, but like a New York City kind of like tour guide like that would be awesome.
You can
kind of trust. You can kind of understand how traffic flows there, where I know when I can just cross in front of people. But I think that would be a cool job.
Yeah, down here more of like our downtown area, and or out by like can't really go biking at the Space Center, but if you were to go out to the Cape, there are like certain areas that I think there's like biking trails and whatnot, and you could just kind of talk about the history of like the Space Center and the space program and all that. I assume that's what they have you do. I never got the job, so yeah. And here in Titusville, we have a lot of like monuments and statues that are kind of based around the history of just the space program and whatnot. So, but that kind of concludes my my news articles. Did you have anything else you really wanted to add or anything like that?
That hit like you covered the ones that I had been looking at too. So
yeah. Well, heck yeah! I think we've kind of arrived at the end of the episode then.
Alrighty.
Yeah, Matt, I want to thank you for coming on. It was awesome having you. I was really looking forward to this, so I'm glad we were able to find you a time slot where you could come on. I was worried because I had asked you, like a month ago. I was like, "How do your Sundays look?" And you said you don't really have free time. And I was like, "Oh darn." But so
to be fair, I thought you were asking for like video game purposes, and I knew that would not fly.
No.
It's kind of hard to tell my wife. It's like, oh, early Sunday morning, 9 a.m. I gotta go play games.
I gotta go. Yeah, I gotta go play some video games.
This seems a little less selfish.
Yeah.
Than playing Rocket League at 9 a.m.
Well, I'm glad I got you and her's approval for you to to be on. Yeah. Hey, again, happy early birthday to your daughter.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we were able to get you on the show. And again, to anybody watching or listening, would you like to plug your channel?
Sure. It is.
Please plug your channel.
Everywhere.
Yep.
That's it.
New Friend Plus everywhere. Twitch, YouTube.
Yep.
Kick? No, I'm just kidding. Not Kick, but
TikTok maybe. I don't.
TikTok. Yeah.
Pete runs half of the stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably see more of us playing with saving in the future anyway. So.
Yeah. I usually the time frames don't always work it out, but yeah, definitely make sure you go check out Matt and Pete over there. And yeah, thank you again so much for being on the show. Everybody, I've been Savvy. You could find the Pleasantly Positive Show on YouTube. You can watch the video version on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Deezer, anywhere you might get your podcast. I want to thank you all so much for being here. At a minimum, thank you for being in the chat. I think a couple others happened to pop in. Thank you everybody that was here live. Matt, if you want to stay in the Discord afterwards and we can chat for a few minutes. But yeah, again, everybody, have a good day. Have a good Sunday if you're here live right now. And
pleasant week.
Yep. Have a pleasant week, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.